Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Talkomania!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Talkomania. I'm your host, Desvino, along with my hombre, J-Bombs. Say hello, J-Bomb.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Yourself?
Doing well.
Coming off of Halloween, you went trick-or-treating with the kiddos?
Yep, Halloween, man. Cold, wet, windy. It's not as good as I remember when we were kids, man.
It was funny. I saw a meme this week, and it was like a picture of a kid, and he's like, I can't wait to be an adult and be grown up. And then it's a picture of a grown up saying, I can't wait to be dead.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it feels, man.
That's funny.
I was on the other side of the line, standing at the edge of the driveway while the kid went up to the door. I brought a couple beers with me. Yeah. So it was good. It was good, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I didn't do much. I got home late from work. We don't have too many kids around our neighborhood. I don't know if it's because we don't have too many kids or because I leave the lights off. But
did you give out candy?
No, I did not give. I leave the lights off, man. I'm an Uncle Scrooge.
Did you carve a pumpkin?
Nah, nothing.
Damn, Daniel.
You know what? I'm enjoying all these years where I don't have to do that, and then when I have a kid, I'm gonna have to do it the rest of my life until I die. So.
Well, what are you gonna die when your kid's like 8?
No, I just know they're going to be years ahead of it, and so anyways, it is what it is. I just, I'm not really too big. Watch Stranger Things. That's what I did.
Stranger Things or Stranger Things?
I watched both, Stranger Things, and then I followed up by Stranger Things season 2. So started to watch it, and I like it. I always thought the show was kind of a little bit overrated, but I think you can kind of enjoy it for what it is, and it's
fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun show.
It's a fun show. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about some wrestling this week. There's some goods and bads, some highlights. Not too much going on, but we'll go on the key points. But first, make sure follow us on Twitter @_Talkomania. Subscribe on YouTube. We're also looking for writers to join our team. And so if you're into anything cool, the Divas Division, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, anything that maybe your forte or your an interest, let us know and join the team. Or maybe if we don't like you, maybe not. So.
Or if you don't like us, right? We're looking to launch a website in a month or so. So yeah, looking for some people to grow our core. Maybe we'll have you on the podcast. Maybe you'll be on the podcast every week. Depends. How hot you are. How good you are.
All right, let's jump right into it, folks. So this week was a week for big returns. We saw the return of Stephanie McMahon going right back into heel mode.
Yeah, pretty much, Pretty much. I mean, we saw her on SmackDown, right? When she beat up, didn't smack Kevin Owens, sorry. I was excited to see her. I think Raw is always better when Stephanie's on it.
Yeah, I mean, she brings really good heel heat. I think she's going to be riding Kurt Angle's ass like she was riding Mick Foley, for a while before he got let go. People think this may be leading towards a Kurt Angle and Triple H matchup at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And that might be where they're driving at, Obviously, right now, the focus is on Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon. It was announced this week that Kurt Angle would lead his team for Survivor Series and Shane would lead his team at Survivor Series for both Raw and SmackDown. So, to me, I don't know if this is the start of maybe a match between Shane and Kurt one-on-one. I think if those two had a match again, obviously they're not going to capture lightning in a bottle and have the same match that they had that time back in the day where Kurt Angle threw him through the glass. And remember he broke his tailbone. Yeah, Kurt Angle broke his tailbone too during the match. It was a sick match. It was crazy. If you listen to the commentary and also their feedback on that match as they go back and talk about it, it was pretty intense to hear what was going on in their heads and behind the scenes. But so anyways, it should be an interesting match at least. I'm actually kind of liking the way that Survivor Series is shaping up. I know there's kind of not many feuds really, and a lot of the feuds are kind of social media based. We have Baron Corbin feuding with The Miz, and it's getting quite quote unquote personal. But who knows how much of it is real or not. But it's been pretty cool. But I'm kind of interested to see the matchups. I think they have some good matchups. It kind of sucks there's no real stakes on the line. And especially with the Raw and SmackDown match, like, what is it? Like bragging rights? Like, I win, you win? There should be something at stake, like loser gets to take somebody from the roster onto their team. Or winner gets to take a pick or gets to take somebody over or something, you know? It would just make it more exciting than just Raw is better than SmackDown or SmackDown is better than Raw, right? But I guess on that note, Kurt Angle's job's at stake, right? That's kind of what
exactly.
Stephanie said, right? So I guess there's that.
Yeah, it's honestly, I mean, I guess out of all of the matches at Survivor Series, it's really the only match that has a real backstory other than just champion versus champion.
Well, we are getting Enzo Amore versus Kalisto again, so, you know.
Oh, we are getting that?
Yeah, apparently it's in the card right now.
All right, well, that doesn't make it better.
Right.
Right.
Well, we do have the Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal, too, as well, too. And the thing is, like, the rumor is John Cena's going to be the special referee, like we had talked about before, and, like, that's kind of, like, really... I'd just rather see Brock Lesnar destroy Jinder, so...
I'm not excited about any of it, to tell you the truth. Like, Survivor Series used to be one of my favorite pay-per-views, but I don't know. There's just like there's really no build up to any match outside of Raw versus SmackDown, and even though there's no like stipulation on the line other than the potential of Kurt Angle losing his job, at least there's like the Under Siege thing. At least Daniel Bryan was on Raw. He took a bump in the dark.
Oh, how lame was that? Like it was like can you make it more obvious for people? Like at least like have him jump up and down and land on a mat and just like don't show the mat, or have him go through the guy can go through a table, he can go through a table with a cushion underneath or something. Like,
I'm sure he could.
Oh, it was so bad. And then he's lying there in a neck brace and like, oh, come on.
It was
well, I guess he's taking time off. I guess that's it, right?
Oh, you think that's what it is?
Well, I think like he'll probably take like a week or two off at the very least, go spend some time with his wife and child, which is cool, good for him.
What the fuck? He has all week off. Every week. The guy literally does like 50 minutes of work a week.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But at the same time, I guess it's to add to the fuel, right? And now Shane's going to be like, oh, you had Daniel Bryan taken out, you made this personal, and who knows? Maybe next week they're going to take out Jason Jordan or something like that, So. Oh,
maybe.
Yeah. So
maybe
we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, another return we saw this week was a return of Nia Applejacks.
Yeah, apple bottom.
Yeah, came back in, and I actually thought that like she was going to job to Bayley because obviously they want to make Bayley look strong, like she's going to be on the team.
Yeah, right. Is she on the team? Yeah.
I think they have released the team, and it's not sure.
So uninteresting.
It's not sure. They don't have the team listed yet. Right now, it's Alicia Fox and Nia Jax and 3 TVs.
Before we go any further, I mean, it's so shit. Like, there's no other way to put it. Literally, like, who's on the team? Who's off the team? Who gives a shit? It's gonna be everybody on the fucking roster. Like, really, like who? Name a woman on Raw that's not gonna be on the team. That's on TV on a regular basis.
Well, Alexa Bliss because she's in another match, but
okay, exactly.
Which makes it more obvious of who is it going to be, right?
It's so poorly done.
Unless they call up people from NXT, because there was actually a hint dropped where Alexa Bliss said, "Hey, we should make the roster better, and we can start by getting rid of Mickie James."
Yeah.
And he's like, Angle's like, "Oh, I'm all for making freshen up the roster, but not at the expense of Mickie James," or it's something to that degree. It just seemed like Angle was teasing that he may call somebody up. So there is 3 TBDs. Bayley lost, so I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means she's out of contendership, if she's got to fight again. I'm not exactly certain, but we'll see soon enough. But I really thought Nia might lose because the fact that she walked out the way she did, I thought she would end up
getting punished.
Yeah, getting punished for it. But then she ended up literally squashing, running over Bayley at the end. So
I don't. It's just frustrating because I remember back in the day, and I'm talking like golden era, like teams were made by a captain, and they were made by a captain for a reason. Like, I get that you can't really have Raw versus SmackDown and like the 2 team captains have sort of a real big back storyline because they're not, seeing each other every week. But like, if you're going to do this Miz thing and Corbin thing, make them a team versus team. Make it Team Corbin versus Team Miz, and make Miz assemble his guys and make Corbin assemble his guys. It's just really like even the way Shane versus Angle is. Like I feel like Raw's doing an okay job. They're just picking their guys. They're not making them compete for it. SmackDown's making them compete for it. It makes no sense. Why wouldn't you just? Don't you want to beat Raw? Don't you want to beat Kurt Angle? Just fucking pick your team.
Well, they are. Raw is picking people too. I mean, like they picked Braun Strowman because he was such a monster in the way he.
No, but they picked him. That's why I think they're doing a good job on Raw. It's SmackDown that's frustrating me. Like
they have to win their matches. They have to win their matches, right? Essentially.
But that's stupid. It's a competition. It's a fake competition.
And you know what? You would think too. You'd want the best people on your team, right? Shane would be like, I don't care. I hate Kevin Owens, but I want to win this. Put Kevin Owens
exactly.
on the team. Yeah.
I can't believe Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn aren't going to be on the team. I'm still not convinced they're not going to be on the team. But
they're not going to be on the team. They're not.
So they're not going to be on Survivor Series. They're probably going to be in some shitty ass tag team match.
I don't know, but yeah, I think quite honestly, it's a good chance it's going to be Bobby Roode. So we got Randy Orton,
It's Bobby Roode for sure.
Yeah,
Shinsuke Nakamura,
AJ Styles, Shane McMahon. There you go. There's your team.
Yeah, not interested.
Well, I mean, I like everybody. I mean, Bobby Roode, I don't like him. I find him boring. Randy Orton, I find boring.
What are we seeing that we wouldn't see on any other pay-per-view? Like what kind of it's just
we're seeing an elimination match, and I enjoy elimination matches, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's pretty lame. But I'm trying to think of the big picture on what's going to happen, how they'll take Braun Strowman out, where Kurt Angle's going to fit in, who the last people are going to be standing. I don't know. We'll see.
I just remember the $1 million team versus like everybody who Mr. Fuji's managed, stuff like that. Like it was just like it just made a little bit of sense. This is just like I don't know. I don't get it. It's a mess. It's a fucking mess. It's a mockery of one of the major fours. Drives me up the wall.
Well, I think even the past couple of years ago, they had a Survivor Series pay-per-view, or a couple of them, where like there was no regular Survivor Series matches. They were just called Survivor Series. There was actually no elimination matches in it.
But it's not even like anybody's surviving anything. You know what I mean? If there's not going to be a Survivor Series, make it about, I don't know, like put a Buried Alive match on there.
Dude, I would love to see another Buried Alive.
You know what I
mean?
Like
yeah. They can never do one of those though.
Make a theme, man. It's just I'm seeing the same pay-per-view over and over and over. There's no different story to each pay-per-view. It's just I challenge you and you challenge me and I don't like you, and it's just like a whole bunch. It's a fucking orgy. That's what it is. It's just wrestlers grabbing other wrestlers and wrestling. It's a shame.
Clearly, you were very hard to please. I mean, I'm not that hard on this pay-per-view. I think it's actually a decent lineup, but I'll agree in the sense that there's obviously not much build, but I guess that's the point. It's supposed to be the once a year Raw competes against SmackDown. They're really trying. I feel like they're trying to push the envelope with the whole invasion thing, which made no sense because then you have like certain people who are feuding with each other, attacking people together, and then hating each other the next week. And yeah, I don't know. We had Ziggler and Robbie Roode working together, but then they had their. Oh, did you see this 2 out of 3 falls match where the second fall was during a commercial break? Like what?
I saw your tweet.
Fuck,
I couldn't. I turned SmackDown on. I watched Shane McMahon deliver a horrible promo as usual, and then Ziggler and Roode came right after. I got about 3 or 4 minutes in, and I was like, you know what? I turned Mario on.
Ziggler got the first pin with a super kick, and then the second one was during commercial break, which I guess they probably didn't mean for it to happen, but obviously it was stupid, and it was just one of those. He throws him, he kind of like kind of slingshots him into the turnbuckle, and then that's it, and then kind of like pins him, and it was very confusing, and it seems like. For some reason, WWE is doing this thing where they throw people into the turnbuckles and it makes them lose lately. I guess, I don't know, it's gotten harder over the years.
It's getting harder to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. We also saw the return of Samoa Joe, and I know you weren't too happy with the way his return played out. It actually returned. He's funny. I thought it was pretty funny that when he came out, because it was right during the Alicia Fox, Nia Jax segment. I pick you, Nia. And then Samoa Joe comes out and he's like, I want to be your pick. I want to be, look at my boobies. But pretty much squashed Apollo the Jobber.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see Joe again. He got a pretty sweet pop. It's cool hearing them chant Joe to his theme song. It fits in really well. Joe's a treat. He's pretty good on the mic. He's fun to watch in the ring. As generic as I thought he was, I'm pretty impressed with him since main roster.
I'm not a huge Joe fan personally, but
It's not that I've become a fan. It's more that like I don't dislike him as much as I do. I can tolerate him now.
I can't tolerate him yet.
No,
No.
It's. We saw the way Joe premiered. You know, jumping, grabbing Seth Rollins. It was exciting. Everybody seemed to like it. I don't understand how creative. It's just so lazy. Like they just have him come out and talk poorly on the mic the way that every heel comes back and talks. They get cheered and then they'd say, "I don't care about your cheers." And then he squashes Apollo Crews and that's the segment for Raw and we're done.
Well, as soon as you see Paulo come out, you're like, oh, well, I change channel, and it's going to happen. And you go back, and you're like, Coquina Clutch. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, so, I mean, same thing with Asuka, too. It's like people were complaining that, oh, she's booked against Emma, you know, at the pay-per-view, and it took her longer than 2 minutes to win. Yeah, well, I have no problem. I'm a huge Asuka fan. I have no problem with her taking her time or somebody else putting up a challenge. As long as she has a good match and she wins, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's more Asuka time. It's more camera time.
It's more Asuka time, more camera time. I mean, it gives the other person, you know, the ability to wrestle with her too and get some camera time. I think Emma, you know, she's definitely a good talent. It's unfortunate she had a release this week or last week. But, you know, sometimes they come back after a while and maybe she needs this to kind of like, you know, get a little bit set and on her ways. I don't know. Like, you know, Mickie James came back. Other people have come back. But it's really weird that she's leaving and then they're going to be calling up other people. So it's part of it makes me think that she obviously was asking for her release or wasn't happy with the direction she was going in. But at the same time, you know, they put her in a match against Asuka, trusting her, knowing that she could do the job well. But, you know, I guess there had to be more there than, you know, meets the eye. And sucks. But then again, yeah, okay, going back to my point, we had Asuka get the jobber. And as soon as you see the jobber, you're like, oh my God, this is retarded. And they're going to be doing this now. We're doing the Nia Jax treatment where she goes up against a jobber for what? For how long? It's super retarded, if you ask me. I think it's ridiculous. And, you know, there's definitely other people on the roster she could be fighting. You know, have her go up against Dana Brooke. You know, I don't know.
See, for me, I know we're getting off topic. Jumped off Joe quick, but it's going to apply to the same too. Why do they need to fight on Raw? I mean, really. Why do these higher profile, top of the card in the women's division or in the men's division, why do they need to have a match on Raw?
Well, because it gets people to come and buy tickets and go to the show. If you don't have them on that, then you're going to have less ticket sales.
No, I'm not saying that they have to wrestle. I'm saying just be part of Raw.
I agree. I understand what you're saying. Make them a special attraction or make them more of a treat when you see them.
No, I mean, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin, how many times did he fight on Raw? Other than if it was, like, literally... Like, they didn't have Stone Cold
for a long time. For a long time, they did, but I get it. They come out, do promos. He'd, like, spray somebody with beer. He would stun a bunch of people.
They should just be involved in building the story because they're the biggest draw, right? They are probably the most talented on the mic because usually the most over are. And just be part of Raw every week. You're watching it to see the Asuka segment, but why does it necessarily, like you said, they're just putting in a squash match.
Oh, super
What's
excited.
The point?
It's like Asuka next. I'm like, sweet. Watch it. She comes out. Cool. Shows a little dancing thing, whatever. Cool. And then you see some jobber and you're like, really? Like, come on, man. Like, I want to see an epic women's match. I remember, man, there was this period after the draft where SmackDown was putting on amazing women's matches every freaking week. It was amazing. And then they screwed things up by shifting things around, and then it all became garbage again. They didn't give them enough time anymore, and I don't know. It just I don't know.
It just feels like the WWE will not allow a pop to happen unless it's an attempted pop involving Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I actually came to a conclusion, and it's not like a conclusion, but it's basically I was sitting there watching it with my girlfriend, and I was like, you know what? I honestly think for me personally, this is one of my least favorite years of wrestling in the longest period that I can remember.
Oh God, easy.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, we either turn the Shield. It doesn't do much for me. But what do we have? We have a whole year of building up of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So we know Brock Lesnar keeps his title. I mean, Braun Strowman was the coolest thing maybe for me this year, his push and what he's been doing. But I'm telling you, and then Jinder Mahal, if he goes to WrestleMania, and the two title matches are Jinder Mahal versus Cena and Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, I don't even know if I will watch the two main events. I'm not going to go and say I won't watch WrestleMania because there'll probably be some other other matches on there. But holy crap, man. Are you really going to go Jinder Mahal versus Cena over AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the title? Like, dude, have AJ win the title off of Jinder. Have Nakamura win the Royal Rumble. You will money. But they don't see it.
Yeah,
you know?
It's probably money in their pocket for years to come. But I'm okay with the Cena thing. I mean, I wish he would fight somebody else, but I'm okay with Cena winning the title.
Royal Rumble? Cena's going to win a Royal Rumble? Oh my God! If Roman Reigns or John Cena win the Royal Rumble, they just don't get. I just don't understand what's going on in these guys' heads. Like, I don't understand.
Honestly, I mean, it's been a brutal year since the beginning. We opened the year with Money in the Bank, and I think we could both agree that. I mean, I was excited for Carmel at the time, but I think it's just been so horribly played out. And it's a bit about that. Well, not so much anymore, but like for a long time, that's what it was about every single week. It was just like instead of great women's wrestling, it was like Carmel and her Money in the Bank, and the woman who's the least good wrestler on the roster. And I think like she's coming into her own craft, and she's becoming a good heel, and I know she'll end up cashing it in successfully, and we'll have to deal with her annoyance probably for months and months and months to come after that. But at the same time, it just I don't know, man. It feels like there's no direction in anywhere. There's none, man. There's only one like big picture, and it's Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, and it's the only story that's Brock Lesnar, yeah. And it's the only story that you can see creative focusing on. Everything else is kind of just get to the next pay-per-view, get this story to the next pay-per-view. I mean, really, you're completely right. It's been a really boring year in wrestling. If it wasn't for Braun Strowman and the emergence of Braun Strowman, I mean, really. Did you see the way he returned today? Like, first of all, I'm going to poke a little bit of holes in this thing, but he seemed. I liked it because it seemed like a good return. It seemed like a Halloween return, right? There were the cars, like, exactly. Oh my God, and like they tried to open the door and it wouldn't open. Yeah, but then when he appeared, the door suddenly could open again. Exactly. And but I thought it would have been really cool if like he would have flipped the car with them in it, pulled Bo. I thought he was going to smash the hood. Bo disappears. They should have had some like gore in it, but I know they couldn't. But I thought for what it was really cool, and I thought Braun Strowman destroyed Curtis Axel. Put him to the table. That was badass. I thought it was really, really cool. The main event, the way they capped off Raw was really cool. Having Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James in the main event, good for the girls. I thought it was really good. I'm so confused with these endings of her matches. She won with a big punch to the face with her little fists. Like I have no words. It sounded nasty. But at the same time, it's like really that's what. Like I'm always confused. Like what is this girl's finisher? Because she'll hit a DT, it'll be a finisher. She'll do this, like her Twisted Bliss, she never uses really anymore. Like, I don't know, I don't understand. But I guess it's kind of cool that she's been the champion and also hasn't really had a finishing move, I guess. But that's not cool. Well, she finds a way to win. She finds a way to get it done. I don't know. It's I don't know. Honestly, you're right. There's no direction. No, there's no direction. There's no direction, and because of that, I have no WWE erection. No WWE erection. No erection. One thing I saw on SmackDown which surprised me this week, is Sin Cara. A really big aggressive side of him. I don't know if you watched that segment, but yeah, I saw it. So basically, he went nuts on Corbin, and it's funny because I was reading online that Sin Cara apparently has signed a multi-year renewal for his contract, and I don't know if it's included, but it seemed to be insinuated that it was coming with a push. So my guess is that this is the push that they're seeing already. I don't know if they're going to give him a U.S. title run or what it is, but they're definitely putting more investment into Sin Cara. We saw this with Kalisto a year or two ago when he won the U.S. title and feuded with Ryback. But I don't know. I like to see them try things with wrestlers that they normally wouldn't try. I guess with Jinder Mahal, I wasn't super angry with Jinder Mahal winning the title. I liked that it was completely out of the blue and new and fresh. Yeah. So I kind of want to see what they do with Sin Cara. I see it just being like a fodder challenger. Like he'll go through him and beat him and all that stuff. But it's interesting to see though because Baron Corbin's feuding with Sin Cara, Jinder Mahal's feuding with AJ Styles, but they're going to this pay-per-view to fight somebody else. So it's like they have to extend this feud even longer. But I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Yep. I mean, Sin Cara. I don't like him. It doesn't do it for me. I prefer Kalisto over Sin Cara. And Sin Cara is injury prone too, but we'll see where this goes. I guess more or less. I mean, I don't know. There's not much to say. Baron Corbin, Sin Cara, put them together. You're not gonna get anything better than that.
Turd sandwich.
Hey, it's a turd sandwich, man. That's what it is. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know I've been reading. I get it. This is the lowest part of the year for WWE. Between SummerSlam and Royal Rumble. You got football season. You got the World Series.
World Series, yeah.
You got everything going on. I get it. Cool piece. Cool story. But Jesus.
Yeah, and even like Stranger Things or like the Fashion Files, I just like I don't know like.
Oh, I liked it.
I liked it, but it just feels a bit rushed, and now it feels like they're putting people in it they had nothing for. Now Ty Dillinger's a part of it, but the whole like 10-11 thing that was clever.
I liked it. The Uggos was great.
Yeah, the Uggos was the best part. I saw that.
And I think you can get it. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. You called it to be Bludgeon Brothers. I think it's going to be. And I'm excited to see that program when it comes.
I'm excited to see the debut. And the only thing I know is they're going to squash the Breezango. So I feel bad because I want Breezango to win the tag titles and be awesome. But,
yeah.
I want to see those guys wrestle. Bring their comedy to the ring. When they dressed up like the old lady, the janitor in that match, that was awesome. When Tyler Breeze was dressed up as like the janitor and then switched clothes into the old woman like in the same match.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know what's going on, man. I mean, I really... It feels like they're keeping all their big stuff for, their high season, but they need, I don't know, like,
I'm
losing it.
I have a feeling though, like Breezango and Ascension are like bitches on the tours, like live shows, and they're always there performing, and then when it comes to like TV, it's like, yeah, you record a segment, you're not wrestling.
I know, but it's odd. Like, no, I'm okay with them just recording a segment and not wrestling, but I'd like to see them build... Like
towards something,
just towards like.
Well, I guess the whole Bludgeon Brothers, the whole thing started with the horse, right, or something like the whole the last 8 episodes has been who attacked us and who took the horse, and I think it's always been about 2B to find out who 2B is. Like,
first of all, for me, Bludgeon Brothers can't work. It can't work.
It won't work.
No, I mean it can't be real. Like, there's no way that WWE is going to allow this to be a real thing. Like, I'm hoping that somehow there's going to be like a found footage of the Bludgeon Brothers destroying the horse and attacking them and doing all these little things to them, but it'll be like a comedic twist on it. And like,
I don't think so.
You think they're literally going to be the Bludgeon Brothers and like
they're going to be basically
try and be serious
the
about
Wyatt family with hammers, basically, and cloaks or whatever they were wearing.
But they didn't even like. If it would be not Luke Harper and not Eric Rowan, I mean the same dudes in real life, but change their names and repackage them, I would buy it a little bit more. But you're literally just being like, all of a sudden I'm Luke Harper and I'm a Bludgeon Brother. And I'm Eric Rowan and I'm a Bludgeon Brother. And there's no reason why it happened. We used to be Wyatts, and then Luke Harper was just normal Luke Harper. But now I'm Luke Harper and a Bludgeon Brother. Like,
and people love Luke Harper too. So for me, it was like they're doing this for Eric Rowan's sake because he got nothing going on. So like, well, we got to put Eric Rowan in. But man, you see Luke Harper, people love this guy. I mean, he could definitely have a singles run or be involved in something other. He should be on SmackDown every single week or bring
that
him to
motherfucker
Raw.
could be in the title picture, in my opinion.
Well, he won that. Remember, he won that won that Battle Royale and fought AJ Styles for the #1 contendership or whatever it was. And
oh yeah,
yeah, and people really liked him, and like the fans loved him, and Road Dogg knows people like him. Which is really kind of shitty that they're not putting him where he should be. And
honestly, anyways, I think we're beating dead horse here. I need to come to terms that it's never ever 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 gonna be good again. Like, I don't know what's it gonna take for the WWE to be good again. It's a publicly traded company that's completely made based off of profits. Like you said, there's no reason for them to have a pop for the return of a player. Like a wrestler like Samoa Joe, you're better off announcing his return for the next week to get more people to watch. It's just, I don't know, man.
It's very frustrating. I know we complain quite often, but it's to the point where it's like, I don't know. I watch it for Alicia Fox is what I watch for every week. I'm telling you, like to laugh at her because she's funny. I think she's hilarious.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great. Comes out and she's all like, I'm the cat that meow. And it's just, she's fantastic. And the thing is like she's nowhere near the best, talent on the roster, but she's what I tune in for because at least letting her do her thing, And the best, not the best. Well, it's good and bad. Is like we know she's being entertaining, but we know as soon as Survivor Series hits, she's gonna be eliminated instantly and be the first one. And it kind of is funny, and I like it, but at the same time, it's kind of like they're just ultimately building her up to shit on her. So.
Yeah, but it's still, FaceTime for her, and it's still just as good. I mean, I don't think wins and losses matter.
Well, I mean, I guess not. I mean, but yeah, but I mean...
For somebody in her position.
Right, and then we look at Kane, who's getting win after win now, week after week. They're rebuilding this guy, who they had him jobbed week after week, like years ago, or when it was back, when he had his last run, and now he's beating Rollins this week pretty much clean, I would say. I mean, there was a little bit of an asterisk on it, but at the same time, he got a clean win over Rollins, and they're making him be this lethal beast again. And I guess so. He's gonna set a feud between him and Braun Strowman, which I don't understand because I can kind of saw where this whole thing was going, where like Kane was becoming this lethal force, and he wanted to be the monster of Raw, and he attacked Braun Strowman. But then like when Miz needed help, he's like, "You're on your own, Miz." And then Braun started going after Miz now instead of Kane, and Braun's on the Survivor Series team. I don't know if Kane is. I don't think he is. Maybe, I don't know. But, and so what is this whole thing with Kane and Braun Strowman going? Like, what is this? What's going on? I'm confused.
I have to imagine Kane was brought in to fight Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think when he comes back, maybe that'll be it. He'll be destroying people, and then Roman Reigns will come back. Maybe next week he'll beat Dean Ambrose. Actually, watch. Next week he'll beat Dean Ambrose.
Oh, I'm so sick of this.
And then he will, maybe beat crap out of both of them. Roman Reigns will come out. He'll beat him and then retire him, rip his mask off, and then that's the end of Kane. And then Roman Reigns, the God, has retired both Undertaker and Kane.
There's got to be something else. What else is there? Like, I have IPTV now. I could literally watch anything.
I feel like I have to be like 15 to watch this again now.
15? Honestly, man, I think you have to be like, I'd say between like 5 and 11.
5.
No, really, 5 and 11. What? 15, man. What are you thinking of? You're thinking of girls. You're thinking of jerking off. You're thinking of trying to watch squiggly porn. And what are you watching this for? 15.
Nobody. That's funny. Squiggly porn. Nobody listening to this now. Like
nobody has any idea.
Nobody would know what we're talking about. Yeah.
It's before the internet. No, really. When we were 15, we were watching DX tell people to suck their dicks.
Yeah. There's puppies every week, and there's bra and panties matches. Oh, bras and panties matches. Like.
I get it. If you want to be a company that focuses more on the in-ring talent versus the out-ring talent, I understand. But the WWE caliber of matches, like, really, it's just false finish after. Like, there's an instant classic. Doesn't really have anything that another match has, except for just like more endings you think are coming that don't. You know what I mean? It's not like a wrestler
or AJ
debuts.
Styles.
No, AJ Styles is like, he's great. Don't get me wrong.
I love this guy can always put on amazing matches.
100%. I don't think it's him. I think WWE's holding him back. It's just that it would be nice to see a new move here and there. It'd be nice to see, like, the coup de grace on Cesaro on the back was cool.
Oh,
that to me was like one of the
nice,
biggest highlights of Raw.
Even the coup de grace against AJ Styles, I thought that was so nasty because it was like he didn't even move. He just planted and stayed there, and you heard AJ Styles go. Ugh!
you almost saw him be like, "Oh fuck!" Like, oops, sorry, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
But honestly, I until I start seeing, I mean, did they just run out of ideas because they used them all up? Like, are they just not clever enough to do it again? Like,
maybe Vince McMahon has to
pass the torch.
Pass the torch. Yeah, I was gonna say pass away, but pass the torch.
No, it really. I mean, like,
I don't. I
potential.
think the man's a genius. Obviously, I don't want him to pass away, but at the same time, maybe like pass the torch, move on, step aside, and maybe Triple H also has to step aside. I don't know, because it seems like Triple H. Oh, it depends. I mean, if he was,
I don't know, man. He's running NXT. NXT's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If he really is responsible for running NXT, then yeah, maybe he needs to take full control, because I know Vince has the final say, but so far, I mean, like I think Asuka probably could have stayed on NXT, and she would have done a lot more impact. But then I guess it also holds back a lot of the other female talent holding the title and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm just worried that they're gonna like really ruin her on Raw. And
I don't know if they're going to ruin her. I think she's going to win the women's Royal Rumble, and I think that's when we're going to see like the real takeoff of Asuka.
Yeah, I
think
hope so. I hope so,
she's
too.
coming in at the lowest point of the year, and I think they're kind of using her as like a draw. And heading into WrestleMania season, I think she's really going to blow up. So that's going to be cool to see. But I don't think there's enough talent. Like I think Becky Lynch and Charlotte being on SmackDown is going to hurt Asuka a little bit.
You gotta stop that tea thing. I get it, but like it's every second.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And then they sip it after. It's one thing if they just did the cheers. But honestly, dude.
But it seems like every time they're on the camera, they're like, "We're on the camera, tea." On the
Yeah.
camera, tea. It's like, okay,
But
man.
I mean, there's so much potential right now. Whether it be the Bullet Club, whether it be,
Oh yeah, to that point too. Like again, don't get me wrong. Like I'm telling you, this is the worst year for me in WWE programming. But I'm gonna tell you, this is probably the most stacked the roster's been ever.
It's stacked, but dude, it's like having a really hot girlfriend that has a penis. But really, like she's super hot. She's a great cook. Everything's awesome. But when it comes down to it, you're gonna get fucked in the ass. Like, I don't mean to be crude, but what is good? Because even like you said, all you want to see right now is Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Right? You're not going to see it for a really long time. And when you do finally see it, it's probably going to fucking suck.
It's going to be WrestleMania regardless, I think. But I don't think it might not. It might just not be for the title. But I'm quite certain this year's WrestleMania they'll do that.
I don't care about a title. That match absolutely doesn't need a title. It could even be face versus face. No story other than...
Well, yeah, that's why they're going to do... That's why they're not going to make it for the title. Because instead of having it being epic where AJ wins... He's a face for a while. Then he turns into the heel champion, which we absolutely love. And then he fights Nakamura, who wins the Royal Rumble. I think people would really get behind Nakamura win the Rumble. And then have the title match at WrestleMania. I don't think you need to have, like... Yeah, I don't know. I just... Jinder Mahal is champion WrestleMania. Like, you know what? What do you think's going to happen to Jinder Mahal after he loses his title? What is going to happen to this guy? What is going to happen? The only thing I can see him doing is maybe going on to the U.S. title and being like... I am your U.S. champion, and you hate me because I'm different and not from here.
Yeah, I could see that.
If you look at in hindsight, Jinder Mahal is, first of all, he's Canadian. He's Indian, but he's Canadian. And he's doing this typical foreigner gimmick they always do. They've been doing it back in the day, even since, the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Kovlov, or whatever the fuck his name is. And he goes out there with these two, the Singh brothers. He talks in his language. He has the carpet. He comes out to the music. Dude, it's a racist character. They're being racist what they do with this guy. Like, he is racist the way they're making him. He should be, like, honestly, like, it's cool if he's Indian, but make him like this badass, like, Canadian/Indian wrestler and have him beat the shit out of the Singh brothers and legit have some credibility. He's just one of those...
Can he just be an Indian and not be an Indian character?
Yeah,
right?
That's it. Yeah, that's
he
it.
He could just be like
I'm
a brown dude.
That in itself, it's racist. WWE's being racist with this guy,
Well, it's they're stereotyping the shit out of him, and it's probably cultural appropriation, I think is the term.
You hate me because I'm different. I don't know if you remember Muhammad Hassan. You probably don't. That was back.
It's the same.
It's the exact same. It's like you hate me, you Americans, and blah 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 blah. And oh my god,
we're marking the fuck out of this podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. I think we really unleashed some inner frustration here.
I feel a bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel a bit better, but I just feel like it hurts. Like my week, life's shitty. Like life's great. Sorry, don't get life's great. But I'm saying the routine of Monday to Friday, I like it to be broken up with some entertaining stuff. And I feel like it's a chore to watch Raw and SmackDown in the last few weeks.
Yeah, it can be, absolutely. And the PVR fast forward button has been a little bit of a friend these days. And
absolutely.
But there's always one thing to keep in mind, no matter how bad your day is, no matter how tough your day is. Remember, folks, every day is Rusev Day.
Oh, Rusev's been a bit of a highlight.
Yeah, he's funny. He makes me elated to see him.
It's about time you get to see a little bit more of his sense of humor side, because I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. Like, he's okay on Twitter, but he's really good on Instagram.
Oh yeah, no, I don't really go on Instagram or have an Instagram. I might have one. I don't even know. But I don't really. But I saw I don't know. I saw him poking fun on Twitter at Baron Corbin, telling him he should wear a hat because of his hair. I saw also this past week Randy Orton take a shot at Kevin Owens about he's like, oh yeah, I went and got all this greasy food. I'm training for a fight against Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens is like, he's like, oh, good thing, bud. I'm doing the same thing today. I watched paint dry. I'm ready for you.
Oh, nice. Kevin's the man.
So boring.
Rusev is good. Him and Lana seem to have a lot of fun on Instagram. She's always taking pictures of him like wearing thongs, cutting the grass, and like just being goofy Rusev, you know, handsome goofy Rusev, and that's the character he should play in WWE. And it's nice to see him with Muppet mouth. You know?
Yeah, he looks. I don't know if you remember the eagle from Muppets, Sam the Vulture or Sam the Eagle or Sam, and he sounds just like him, man. His regular voice sounds just like that Muppet. It's hilarious.
It's good. I'm enjoying the two of them. And
I think I like the two of them too. It's funny. He gets so annoyed at everybody else, but doesn't get annoyed at Aiden English, who's like super annoying.
Well, because he sings "It's Rusev Day." It's so good.
I just like how dry he is. His stuff. He's like, oh, that was a great win. I know it was a great win. I was there. You know, something like he's just so.
You're gonna win last week, Rusev. I know. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for those little bits on SmackDown, God, it's hard to get through it, man. Like the match quality is pretty.
Well, it's only 2 hours, poor. So I mean that's what makes it kind of doable, you know. But
I know, but it's 5 hours of time post work and post bedtime on Monday and Tuesday, and then we're into it more than the avid fan. I mean, we're always texting each other about it and emailing each other at work, and we try and do this quote unquote relevant podcast on it. We're trying to put together a website. We're trying to get, a community going, and it's a big part of our lives. And it's just like a big part of my life is shit because of it. You know what I mean? Because it's so bad. I want it to be so much better. So I think it's about time that, I don't know if you're in, but I need to start exploring like outside, like it's such a shame. Like, we were so excited about the Hardys coming.
Oh, they ruined that too.
And he was.
Well, I heard Jeff Hardy also getting injured, put a bit of hamper on it, but it seems like the WWE
it should have been the opposite.
Well, they always seem to favor Jeff Hardy, and it seems to always be the case. And they're kind of teasing him to have this singles run again, and then he got injured. But yeah, Matt Hardy going for this IC title against The Miz, I was all like, oh, awesome, cool. But it was like you obviously knew that Matt Hardy was going to lose, and you're like,
yeah,
damn. They should have done like Matt Hardy's Broken music, and he came out and won the IC title or something, but. It's not going to happen because he's going to have a fight against Baron Corbin. So you're like, any title defense basically means nothing now until Survivor Series.
Well, that's it. And then, the poster, well, before we get to that part, but just Matt Hardy, like he was the hottest thing on the indie scene. Literally.
Not in just indie, but, even in TNA.
Yeah. I consider TNA indie. Maybe I'm wrong. I consider anything that's not
TNA, Ring of Honor, all of them. At the same time, me too. I'm exploring a little bit more outside, and I try to watch other matches, and there's definitely, again, I think the best matches out there are probably outside of WWE. Sometimes there are some really good matches and some good chemistry once in a while, but WWE is really restricted to what they can do because of their writing and the work and the moves they can and can't do, and
it's the board, baby. It's the board. It's the money. It's the money. It's the sponsors. It's the television deals. It's
maybe one day they'll start doing at the very least for us old Attitude Era fans, like an adult pay-per-view once in a while where they actually will bring out some color and some chair shots and some boobies and basically give us the days of yore. But
I just want storylines. But yeah, Matt Hardy was, would you say, the hottest thing outside of WWE?
I absolutely agree, and I think WWE should just be like, here's some millions of dollars, we can afford it, and broke Matt Hardy now belongs to us, and boom.
But all they did was bring him in and stop the popularity outside of WWE. That's
pretty much it. They pretty much did it just to spite him, But
like how can Matt be sticking around? I guess he likes the money, but
he likes the money, and I'm pretty sure they probably are they probably let him go home and not do too many house shows, and I don't know. I'm just really hoping that they, it's almost going to be a year now. They're going to have him on the roster again, and I hope by at least WrestleMania, the Broken Hardys come back. Maybe it's a good opportunity for when Jeff does come back. Maybe they can do it then.
Maybe.
Not exactly sure, but they really need to take advantage of that. They should be milking everything, man.
Everything. I just look at it like WrestleMania season after Survivor Series, I feel like WrestleMania season begins because it's kind of like the build up to Royal Rumble, and then
December, January, yeah, late December,
Yeah.
January is usually where we
So-
start seeing it pick up.
If WWE can't take advantage of their greatest roster in the history
In history
of
for
pro
sure.
wrestling,
Yeah.
if they can't take advantage of that and start making things happen, I mean, really, let's burn down the house, man. I mean, what the fuck is left?
Rusev Day.
Rusev Day. Oh man, honestly, it scares me because I don't want to see guys like Nakamura leave, and if it continues like this for him, can you picture him being around in 2018,
I
2019?
don't even think they know. Well, first of all, he's a bit older, right? I think he's probably only got a couple of years, probably in his WWE tenure, I would think. But at the same time, like they're not booking him right, and he's a bit weird and unorthodox for the WWE. They don't know how to handle him properly, and even his Kinshasa kick is like. It's very awkward, and it's a very weird finishing move where, like, sometimes he hits it and it's like, oh, nice. Sometimes he hits it and he's like, that was terrible. What is this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing with Finn Balor either. They give him they job him 1 week, and then they make him win the next, and at Cesaro's expense, and then they have him tombstone on the stage, and I don't know what's going on. Like I was saying before, no direction, it seems. Just like they're closing their eyes and pointing.
It's like our podcast tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
We are literally jumping everywhere, and you know what?
Man.
It's worked.
Shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit. So, apart from that, before we wrap things up, we didn't touch about Summer Rae. I know that's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal to me.
It's not a big, but Summer Rae.
Nah.
You didn't enjoy her
ever?
ever?
I thought she was too great. I mean, when she was with Rusev, not even. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, not that I'm knocking her. Like, she's there for a while. Cool. I wish her the best in her future endeavors. But I don't know. Like, she wasn't a wrestler. She was a good wrestler. I want the women to be on the roster to all be good athletes and good wrestlers.
Yeah, okay, I feel you on that.
Yeah. And that kind of goes back to my comments before, making jokes about, like, brawn panties and boobies and stuff. And, like, honestly, if they brought back the Attitude Era, I would rather keep the women wrestlers wrestling and respect them as opposed to objectify them. I'm all down for that. Unless you have like some come in just for the eye candy purpose.
Some women we could objectify.
Well, some we can, maybe.
I agree.
But only if they agree to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Summer Rae, I don't know. Never really did it for me.
I think it's Instagram because she stayed relevant for me even though she hasn't been on TV because she's all over Instagram and I follow her on Instagram. She's pretty hot.
When was the last time she was on WTV? Like a year and a half
I
ago?
have no idea.
Yeah.
I know. And I kind of threw that out there, and as I was saying, I was like, if Mike, because you're not an Instagram guy, hey, do you even have it?
I set up an account maybe a year or two ago, and I never logged on since, I think, maybe.
Okay, so there you go. So yeah, as I was saying, I was like, this probably has no relevance to him unless he's on Instagram, because she posts numerous times a day, and she's extremely good looking on Instagram, better than she is on WWE TV. So.
Well, again, that kind of shows you that like maybe the WWE is going to have some more releases coming up. They did release Darren Young. He was their gay superstar. So
Yeah, Bob Backlund's little bitch.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so,
Weird, eh?
Well,
Weird.
hopefully he has an okay career too, and everything works out for everybody. But again, that's the name of the game. Only so much talent, and
only so much talent.
Them the breaks, kids.
And what?
Them the breaks, kids.
Them's the breaks, kids. Only so much talent, only so much time. And that's it for us this week, folks. So do us a favor. Help us out. Looking for followers. Follow us on Twitter @_Talkamania. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And hey, if you're a writer, drop us a line. Roll into our DMs. We're looking to create a team. We're looking to launch a site, start a community, for the little people. The people that still care about stuff. The people that want their voices heard. So until next week, we're out of here. This is J-Bomb signing off. Say bye, Des.
Rusev Day!
Rusev